Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be drawing Iron Man from the latest movie, Avengers Infinity War. I'm very excited. Every time I get on with a new drawing, I'm always talking about how excited I am about the next thing that's coming out. So I don't know. So anyway, this guy is extraordinarily difficult for me. I don't know. The details are just like mind-boggling. It took me a little while, and I struggled with him. Because like the legs were weird, and I was like, "Oh, is he flying? Is he standing? He's not standing, obviously?" But the motion of it, and I don't know, it boggled me for a little while. So you're gonna see that I had to draw and redraw his legs like maybe 3 or 4 times until I finally got to the one that was like, "Oh, okay, this works." So I screwed up initially, and I forgot to record the beginning of the painting because I started doing the background. I want to do a cityscape in the background, so I'm trying to figure out the perspective lines to create a perspective grid in Photoshop, and man, I had to look it up. I had no idea. So you're gonna see that in the beginning it just goes from 0 to 100 without figuring out how I got there. So maybe another time, if I use these grids again, I'll explain it better or at all. And that'll be that. All right. So since I had the line drawing already drawn out from the previous video, and you can check that out here. I'm put a little thing in the corner. Since I already had that laid out, I already, didn't have to worry about the character so much from the onset, so I just focused on the background. Now this time, I decided that I was going to really push myself and try to mess with the colors directly instead of building up values first with black and white and gray, and then doing overlays and doing all that jazz on top of it. Probably would have been faster or easier that way. But I think in this piece overall, I wanted to put as much as I could, time, effort, and trying to flex my understandings and push my comfort zones a little bit, because I really want to get better at painting. So anyway, when I first started to block in, when I first started to block in the background, I was using this really large brush, and my computer is not the fastest that there is. I've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is better than some, but not really that great. And my processor, I don't know, it's just not the best. It's an old iMac. I've had this iMac for maybe less than 10 years, but more than 5, so maybe 6 to 8, somewhere in that department. So it's kind of a dinosaur in the tech world. So you can see that the some of the brushes are like laggy, even even sped up. It'll be like but that's okay. I worked with it anyway. So I started to build up these colors. I started with this blue, I think, and I have to say, guys, I only just recently defined the fact that I'm colorblind. I'm not completely colorblind. I can see color. It's just that certain colors look like other colors, or I'll misread colors. Where, like, instead of a blue, I might see purple, or instead of purple, I might see blue, or instead of green, I might see brown, or vice versa. Or pink will look gray. It's very weird. I can't describe it, but it's something that I've throughout my career I've always fought with, and I've compensated for. In my day-to-day job, I memorize Pantone colors. For those of you that are not familiar with the Pantone matching system, it's just like a set. It's a preset grouping of colors that all manufacturers use to create their products. So like most of the time, all of the the big companies like Disney or Nickelodeon or Lucas or whomever, whenever they create their artwork, they have very specific Pantone swatches that they want you to follow for a given character, you know. So I've been in the licensing game for over 15 years, so I've taken time to memorize these numbers, and that's one of the ways I got around not knowing colors or not knowing what I'm looking at. You know, it's kind of like my little cheat, but whatever. Now, in having to paint, I'm like, crap. When I look at the cityscape on the left, my mind is telling me, okay, there's what I think the sky should be, and there's what the sky actually is. And, you know, there's going to be a discrepancy. You'll see, for those of you that do not have this issue, you're going to see the dramatic difference between the picture and what I actually paint. But I'm just doing the best that I can do anyway. I think what I have is Deuter. I don't remember. It starts with the DEU, Deuter something or other. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I did the best that I could. I put some blues, some muted blues, some purples, some pinks, some oranges, some yellows into the sky, and you know, it's really, let me go back. When I first came to start to do this piece, I said, all right, I want to do Ironman, but I don't just want to like copy Ironman from somewhere. I really want to just try to like do something different and find a really pretty like cityscape, and then try to find a way to make Ironman look like he's in that scene, you know. So I found this cityscape with the lights coming up, and I was like, wow, that looks so cool, you know. And I'm not too sure where this place is. It's somewhere in Europe. I mean, I can find out, and if you guys are interested, I don't know. But I just thought it was cool looking at, so I just tried my best to to copy it, and it's not exact, but whatever. So yeah, I mean, do any of you guys struggle with this same issue? Do you have a different type of color blindness where you don't see color? Like, there's 3 different types of color blindness. Some people can't see color at all, and that's one type. Some people have a very limited scope of color, and other people kind of like me where you can see a decent range, but there's certain colors just don't, they don't even show up. It's like meh, meh, meh. Oh man. Anyway, I this is one of those where I built up colors, and then I did all of the parts for once I finished the background to the best of my ability. When I moved on to Ironman, I did it where I blocked in his base red, purple, whatever. It looked like a maroon, because I wanted it to look like he was kind of like in the darkness, and then just have like lights on top of that. So I did the one basic shape around the entire figure, and then used that kind of like as the outline for other areas. And then I color blocked the gold parts on their own separate layer, and all of the silver parts on their own separate layer, and all of the bright lights on their own separate layer. So so I had most flexibility to move things around or change or what have you, and not affect any of the heavy rendering I did before. And then I did like this, what is it, 2, 3, maybe 3 to 5 colors to create dimension within each color. So I'd start with whatever that base red was, and then I would make it a little bit darker in value, and I would just bring the hue a little bit closer to red to deepen it in a way, because I think that just coming down in just coming down in value isn't enough. You have to give it a bit of a tonal change, and it's a little bit hard for me to describe. I'll have to try to show that better, or if you really, really want to know, I can point you to someone that does a really good job of explaining that. I'm not the best. So, I mean, maybe one day I'll be really good at that and I'll be able to like, hey guys, this is the way you do it. But I don't know. I'm fumbling my way through this. So, I mean, hopefully you guys will like this and, you know, it'll make sense. Or if there's any particular thing about what you see in this video that you're like, oh, I really want to know how you achieved that, just let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. So yeah, I mean, once I had all of the major blocking done, it was just a matter of doing the rendering, and the rendering took a while. Like I will admit, this piece, I have to like actually do the video to put the final time, and I'll try to put that in the description, so you can get a sense of how long I actually put into this piece. But it was quite a few hours, like maybe guesstimated more than 8, maybe 8 to 15. I mean, I don't know. Could be more, could be less. But once I tally it all together, all of the footage time, I'll let you guys know. So yeah, I mean, I think all things considered, I think I'm really proud of this piece. I think it really makes me happy, and I want to do more. I want to do like all of the Avenger characters eventually. And I don't know. If I like this style as well. Like this is kind of like a half comic and half real, but I don't know. It's still kind of cool. I never really got into doing comics. I've always wanted to, and I'm kind of like doing these now to kind of like prove to myself, hey, you could do that. I mean, it's in a really layman way. Like I can't even tell you that I'm anywhere close to these beasts that I see that do this for a living. If I could have even a fraction of their skills and their wherewithal, then I'd be very happy. So these are just, this is just my bumbly way. I hope that you like it. I hope that seeing it helps you or inspires you in some form of fashion, like whichever way, anyway. I hope it does. Any way I can help you, I will do my best. Just hit me up, and I think that'll be that, man. Like, if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and let your friends know. Share with a friend, share with a family member, whatever. Like, your support is everything to me. I mean, you give me the strength and courage and the drive to do this every week, every day, and I love it. I really live for this. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll try to hit you guys up with another video sometime next week, maybe Wednesday or Friday. I'll try to do this every week. All right, guys, I'll catch you.